You might have often seen wild animals attacking humans, but in today's story, everything is reversed. Here, animals protect each other and their human friend. The story begins at a zoo, where a few poachers sneak in under the cover of night. Their target is a priceless lion cub. They steal him, lock him in a small crate, and fly him away in a small airplane. Next, we see Alma, a 25-year-old girl whose dream is to become a famous pianist. Alma loves music, but she has an equally deep love for animals. One day, she decides to visit a secluded island that belonged to her late grandfather. He had adopted Alma many years ago, and after his recent passing, the entire island was left to her in his will. Upon arriving at the island, she is welcomed by Uncle Joe. Seeing the beautiful house there, Alma decides to spend the night. During the night, Alma watches old home videos of her grandfather. Tears well up in her eyes as she watches. In one video, her grandfather reveals that a female wolf named Snow had suddenly appeared on the island years ago. Over time, they formed such a deep bond that Snow became a part of the family. At the end of the video, her grandfather asks Alma to find Snow and befriend her. That very night, the airplane carrying the lion cub gets caught in a violent storm. Amidst heavy thunder and lightning, the pilot loses control and the plane crashes onto the exact same island. Alma is startled by the loud crash. She goes outside to check, but the island is so vast that she cannot see anything. The next morning, two young men named Charles and Eli arrive on the island. They set a clever trap to catch Snow. They are actually the owners of a wolf park and want to capture Snow for their exhibit. Soon enough, Snow gets caught in the trap. However, using her intelligence and quick thinking, she chews through the trap and escapes before Charles and Eli can reach her. While fleeing, Snow reaches the other side of the island, where she meets Alma for the first time. Initially, Alma is a bit scared, but recalling her grandfather's words, she gently tries to make friends with the wolf. Shortly after, Alma stumbles upon the plane crash site. Fortunately, the lion cub is not seriously injured. He had landed in a bird's nest, but the bird pushed him out and he fell right into Alma's arms. Alma immediately brings him back to her house. At that moment, Snow also arrives there with her own little pup. Seeing three beautiful animals in her home, Alma's joy knows no bounds. She calls Uncle Joe, but he warns her that keeping such dangerous wild animals in the house is a bad idea and advises her to hand them over to the zoo. He warns her that zoo authorities will definitely come looking for the missing lion cub. Exactly as he predicted, animal control officers arrived the next day. Knowing how cruel these people can be, Alma decides to protect the animals. She lies to the officers, claiming she has not seen any lion cub. When she returns inside, she is overjoyed to see Snow nursing both her own pup and the lion cub. Snow has accepted both of them. As days pass, a deep friendship blossoms between the two cubs. Alma names the wolf pup Jack and the lion cub Dreamer. Although Uncle Joe worries that these wild animals might harm Alma, months pass peacefully. The cubs grow bigger, and Alma takes them around the island, playing with them at her grandfather's favorite spots. Unfortunately, one day, while Alma is away in the city for a piano audition, the owners of the wolf park sneak onto the island. This time, they succeed in capturing Snow and taking her away. Meanwhile, Alma passes her audition and is ecstatic. But when she returns home, she is shocked. The house is completely trashed because Jack and Dreamer grew anxious and hungry in her absence. Alma searches the entire island for Snow, but she is nowhere to be found. Now, the responsibility of feeding the growing cubs falls entirely on Alma. To do this, she makes the painful sacrifice of turning down her pianist job. One day, Uncle Joe visits again and is furious to see the growing predators still there. He demands she send them to a zoo immediately. Alma breaks down and explains that it was her grandfather's dying wish for her to live with them, and she points out how miserable their lives would be in a cruel zoo. Softening up, Uncle Joe understands, hugs her, and agrees to help. From then on, their time is spent feeding and caring for the animals. Alma loves Jack and Dreamer dearly, and the animals are fiercely loyal to her. A year passes, and both animals grow into full-sized adults. Uncle Joe brings meat from the city for them, though he is still terrified of getting too close. He warns Alma again that living with fully grown wild animals is highly dangerous, but Alma refuses to abandon them at any cost. One day, a mother and daughter in a boat approach the island's shore. Seeing them, Jack excitedly runs toward them. Spotting this, Alma runs to stop Jack from scaring them, but she trips over a rock, hits her head, and knocks herself unconscious. The mother and daughter, panicked by the sight of the large animals, quickly row away. Jack and Dreamer rush to Alma's side and try everything to wake her up, but she remains unresponsive. They howl loudly for hours, calling for help, but no one comes. As night falls, the two animals sit tight against Alma, using their body heat to keep her warm through the freezing night. The next morning, Joe tries calling Alma multiple times. Receiving no answer, he senses something is wrong and rushes to the island. Fearing the wild animals might have attacked her, he calls animal control on his way. However, when he arrives and finds Alma unconscious with the animals protectively guarding her, he feels a wave of deep regret for his hasty call. Alma is rushed to the hospital. The doctor informs them that if Jack and Dreamer had not kept her warm through the night, she would not have survived. Meanwhile, Animal Control captures Jack and hands him over to Charles and Eli, who realize Jack is Snow's son. On the other hand, Dreamer is sold to a cruel zoo owner named Alan. Alan is a brutal man who beats his animals. However, his son, Rafa, is kind-hearted and quickly forms a secret friendship with Dreamer. Before long, poor Dreamer is drugged and forced to perform stunts in a circus. Having lived a free life on the island, this cruelty takes a massive toll on Dreamer. Rafa often visits his cage to comfort and calm him down. Back at the hospital, the moment Alma regains consciousness, she asks for Jack and Dreamer. With a heavy heart, Uncle Joe tells her the truth. As soon as she is discharged, Alma storms into the Animal Control office. She learns Jack is at the wolf park and Dreamer has been handed over to a circus group. Furious, she screams at the officers, but Uncle Joe calms her down. Later, Alma calls Eli to ask about Jack. Eli lies, reassuring her that Jack is happy and has made friends, which gives Alma some peace of mind. However, she remains deeply worried about Dreamer. For the next few weeks, she visits every circus in the region, but finds no trace of him. Meanwhile, Dreamer becomes famous in the circus under the name Star Lion. One day, the circus convoy happens to pass near the wolf park. Sensing his childhood friend, Jack breaks out of his enclosure using his intelligence. When Eli notices Jack's escape, he realizes how smart the wolf is and tracks him. Jack manages to locate the circus and cleverly helps Dreamer escape from his cage. Reunited after months, the two friends play joyfully. When Alan discovers Dreamer has escaped, he furiously grabs a tranquilizer gun. Rafa tries desperately to stop him, but greedy Alan refuses to listen. Helpless, Rafa joins his father to ensure the animals are not killed. Alan alerts Eli about Dreamer, and Eli realizes Jack and Dreamer are together. A high alert is issued across the city. Eli contacts Alma, telling her everything and warning her that Animal Control is hunting both animals. Panic-stricken, Alma learns from Eli that Jack has a GPS tracker fitted on him, and their last known location is near a forest. Alma and Eli team up to find them. Because the two wild animals are roaming freely near urban areas, the police issue a shoot-on-sight order. Eventually, the animals retreat deeper into the forest, where Alan and Rafa spot them. The greedy Alan fires a tranquilizer dart at Dreamer, but Jack heroically leaps in front of his friend, taking the dart himself and falling unconscious. This gives Dreamer a chance to escape. Once Dreamer runs away, Rafa secretly removes the tracker from Jack and administers a reversing medicine to neutralize the drug. Later, Alan and Rafa stop by a local bar. Eli and Alma arrive at the same location, tracking the GPS signal. Alan lies to them, saying he has not seen any animals, and turns them away. However, the clever Rafa makes an excuse to go to the restroom and secretly tells Alma and Eli the truth. He leads them into the forest, where they finally find Dreamer. Dreamer then guides them to a hidden cabin where Jack is resting, having successfully woken up from the tranquilizer. Suddenly, they hear the police approaching. Alma quickly guides both animals through a secret path. To reach safety on the island, they have to cross a wide river, their only escape route. There are no boats, meaning they have to swim. Jack swiftly jumps into the water and begins to swim, but Dreamer is terrified of water. Alma tries her best to encourage him, but a frightened Dreamer turns back into the forest. As Alma and Jack swim across, gunshots echo from the woods. Alma's heart sinks, believing Dreamer has been killed. Reaching the island, Alma breaks down, weeping bitterly. But suddenly, Dreamer emerges from the bushes. It turns out he had run into the forest merely to distract the police and lead them away. Seeing him alive, everyone cries tears of joy. To celebrate the return of Jack and Dreamer, Alma throws a grand gathering on the island and plays the piano beautifully. Their family is finally whole again. Alma shares the incredible story of her beloved animals with the guests, touching everyone's hearts. The three of them live happily ever after on the island, safe and together. Thank you for watching. See you next time with another new and interesting story.